I want to go super, fantasy with my trades, like Madden mode. If I'm the Niners, I'm looking at the Texans situation. If you want to go for Deshaun Watson, I think the way to go for it is to say to yourselves, they just lost J.J. Watt. I think one of your last callers was talking about them wanting defensive players. I think I agree with that. I think unless you're in love with the quarterback and Tua, I mean, his value is tanked. But I think unless you're in love with the quarterback and you're making that trade and you're the Texans, why would you go after a quarterback? So I think what the Niners should do is offer Fred Warner, because I think if we're looking in the future and we're projecting into the future, and like I was talking about with the way teams structure their salary, teams really don't spend higher than like 9% on their linebackers. They just don't spend that much money, and you can just draft guys every couple of years like the Niners have. I mean, just look at what the Niners have done in this recent regime. They drafted Fred Warner. They drafted Dre Greenlaw. Did they draft Al Shahir? I think they did.
Yes. Also, yes. I think Fred Warner's excellence is a little overstated. Look. He's very good, but he's not in the backfield a lot. That's not his game. All right. He's a good tackler, not a violent tackler. His value is in coverage mostly. And let's be clear, the two guys in the Niners back seven who have the most difficult assignments is Jimmy Ward and Jaquiski Tartt. Those dudes are the ones in man-to-man coverage. Fred Warner's the guy who gets to play with eyes on the quarterback, be a rat defender, or like his assignments are way easier. So if you could trade him for someone who really thinks that he's the Peyton Manning of linebackers, I'm with you, man. He's not. He's not.
Well, and just think about the Texans in the position they're in. They're going to need that franchise type of player, that guy who's going to sell jerseys, that guy who's going to at least take some of the leverage off of that franchise of trading Deshaun Watson. So, and they lost J.J. Watt. So I think you can really structure a smart deal to where you say, okay, you think Fred Warner is worth about 2 first-round picks, which I don't. That seems pretty fair to me. I think if you say, okay, we'll trade you Fred Warner, and then whatever else we need to make up that draft compensation, even doing something smart like saying to yourselves like, okay, we'll trade you the 21 first for 12th overall. And I know this trade would probably happen post June 1st, but let's just say it's happening right now. I think if you offer them that 21 first, maybe even the 23rd first, and then some other picks, maybe that 22 second, some third round comp, something like that, I think that would be the really, if you're the Niners, you're trying to get the most value out of it, or you're trying to exploit your salary cap, that would be an awesome way to do it.
Also, I think trading Warner makes more sense than Bosa, because you have 2 more years of cheap Bosa.
Yes, you do. And you don't have any more years on that value. That is the most valuable asset in the NFL by far.
That's right. And so his value is still high, and it could be higher next year if he's healthy. Warner is, you don't get any more cheap Warner. He is due a payday, and it's going to be uncomfortably large. You thought you didn't want to spend $20 million on a defensive tackle pass rusher, DeForest Buckner. How about spending $20 million on a linebacker who doesn't rush the quarterback? Yeah, man, I'm with you on that. It's a very clever thing. Niner fans, think about it. Would you part with Warner to get Watson? It'd probably be easier to part with than Bosa.
Yeah.
Ben, strong as always.